All right, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to This, That, and the Third podcast. Damn, my S's sound great on here. I need to just put this mic in the booth.
It's fire.
Yeah, so we are going to start this podcast. This is with the whole crew, 3 up. To my right, I got the probably the best rapper in the whole group.
Oh,
it's going to be D-Sep.
What's cracking, y'all?
Straight ahead, we got the real gangster. Yeah, he got the real stripes.
He's a killer.
Got the teardrop next to his eye.
Killer.
We got Champ Lou. To our left, we got the brain behind everything. The guy who does everything and doesn't ask for shit.
The mastermind.
The mastermind. Super loyal guy, my brother, Reaux. Reaux music, Reaux
Hey,
beats.
Reaux, the man, the legend.
Yes.
What's cracking,
yes.
bro?
And then your host, I guess I'm hosting. This is my first time. Is going to be me, Dashe. So we also got like cool people in the building. We got Sis over there.
We got a cool guy.
Amazing hair.
Cool guy behind the camera.
Yeah, cool guy behind the camera.
The most cool.
And shout out to Grails SF. Probably one of the
Sponsors.
most drip dudes that I know. Pause. I said drip, not dick.
Chris is tight,
no shit. So we're going to get right into it. We ain't going to bullshit. There's a lot of topics that we need to cover. So the first things we're going to talk about relevance, things that are happening in the hip-hop world. And we're going to start off with, the late Mac Miller. So rest in peace to Mac Miller. Let's say a couple things before we actually get into the actual real topics because it's going to get hot and fierce, whatever. But to be honest, I'm a liar. I didn't listen to his last project.
Okay.
Champ Lou was the first guy in our group chat that said this shit is tight when Travis and everything was out, and I was like, yo, I'm on Travis's shit. This shit is tight. I don't give a fuck about Mac Miller. And then he died, and then I took a listen to it, and I appreciated it. But I was one of those guys who probably said, hey, who listens to Mac Miller? So I ain't going to stray away from that aspect. But I did listen to his older stuff. I didn't realize how many people he influenced. I didn't realize how good of a musician he was. So as I got to kind of take a little deeper dive on what he has done, much respect to him, and he deserves all the accolades. It's a sad way to go out.
For sure. Yeah, man, that news like really fucked me up for a sec. I was on my lunch break when I found out, and like Drain just hit us up, and so yeah, I had to hit up the group chat and just get you guys in the loop. But yeah, man, it just felt unreal. I was a late Mac Miller fan, so it was almost the opposite. Like I seen the Fader documentary as the Divine Feminine was coming out, and that made me a fan just to see like somebody who kind of was turning their life around and then locked into a zone with that album that connected with me. So
like real shit, I had no idea how talented he was. I didn't realize he played every instrument.
Same.
I didn't realize he made a lot of his beats, and he actually handpicked a lot of the musicians that were on tour with him.
Word.
And these were like noteworthy musicians, like really good musicians. And he kind of orchestrated everything. So it's kind of amazing to me that I'm super late on it, so I apologize, but I think it's dope.
Hey man, at least you're being honest about it. Like,
no, I had to be. Champ.
Man, he was one of my favorite artists. He was hella tight. He introduced me to my favorite producer. So, Mac hold a little special place in my tops. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
I'd put him in my top 5.
That's really big, yo.
There was a lot of quality. There was a lot of quality that came from him.
That's big.
And he does all his shit. Like I've always liked Mac. Like I heard of Mac when I first found out about Wiz during Kush and OJ.
Yeah, they were on the same roster.
Yeah,
and then Records.
When Wiz dropped Kush and OJ, like a week later, I found Mac Miller's Kids and then Kendrick Lamar's Kendrick Lamar, and I was like, damn, these dudes are sick as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is that fan on? It's hella hot in here.
It's not on.
God damn, it's like a Chinese sweatshop. Pause.
I got it. Go ahead.
No offense, Chris.
That sucks.
No offense, Chris.
Okay. Roe, how do you feel? I know Roe had a really big connection. We had some real sick studio nights, and he's put it out there.
I feel like it's the same with D. Like I've seen Mac Miller from
Can
his
we call him
start.
D-Sep? Because calling him D just sounds really
D-Sep.
weird.
Okay, D-Sep. Yeah. But yeah, Mac Miller, like I seen his start from his start, I guess.
Yeah.
But I wasn't a fan of him, but he was reinventing himself
Yeah.
No, I think you
to something
put it
that I'd gone on to.
you
And
put
like,
it you put it best yesterday when you said you saw his evolution and his growth,
Yeah.
and I didn't really see it till Rose started
Like,
putting
I
up YouTubes about
Like, I
Matt.
still don't listen to his early music.
Yeah.
No disrespect, but like what he became and like what he turned into like musically was dope.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, just to add to it, man, like I wasn't really aware of his earlier music. Like I knew about him, so like in light of his death, there's some clips that are coming out of like the older songs that I'm hearing in live performances, and I'm like, yo, this is tight. I need to go back and at least hear these songs, just to understand a little bit more. But that's just me personally.
Well, I think as he passed, I got to see a lot of musicians that I respect really reach out and give their
And
intake
that
on
like
it.
you didn't
And
know.
yeah, exactly.
okay.
That I didn't know that he was gonna do a collab project with Ty.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't know Kehlani and them were at that close. And it just, you know, from those aspects, it just shows because those are really good musicians, and for them to, you know, take time to just respect somebody like that. And did you guys
That's
see?
impact,
Did you
man.
guys see who found him?
Wasn't it like
Karen Civil. They were supposed to do a video, and she walked in his house, and she's the one who called the police.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
Oh,
till
so
this
that's-
till this
okay,
time
I
they don't
seen the
know.
pictures where she was-
They don't know how he passed.
It's an apparent.
Yeah, right now it's about
Oh,
46 weeks. To be honest, I think it's gonna be a combination of Ye and Xannies. I think that really just put him over, because the uppers from Ye brings you up, and then he probably took a Xanny to try to go to sleep, and he ain't just wake up.
Yeah, I mean it's all.
Them Xannies are
speculation.
are no fun, bro.
Yeah.
Like if you want to sleep all day, then maybe, but you might not wake up. I'm just not about that life.
Yeah, I haven't fucked with it
Yeah,
personally.
no Xannies in the 3UP HQ studios, please.
I'm cool.
Yeah, I'm cool.
I'm
It was
cool off
it
the
was
psych
it,
meds.
it was a real
Yeah.
eye opener, man. And what sucks is like I was talking to Roland the day it happened, and I was just like, you know, seeing the impact, how big it was with like all these different artists reaching out, and getting to know the like outside of his music, his personality. It's, you know, it's kind of like you lost a friend, even if you didn't know him.
Like the homie.
I'm gonna be
Yeah.
completely honest right now, and this is the next segment that I'm gonna go push into. Is rest in peace to Mac Miller. I wasn't a huge fan of him. He didn't touch me like in his music. Like I didn't connect with him like that,
Mhm.
like I did with Triple X. So when Triple X passed, that shit really hurt me, and that was a whole different element and realm. So I'm not trying to compare apples to apples, but if you had to compare where our youth lies, where it kind of stands in mental health and being able to kind of take a stand on what we can do to be more positive, I would choose X's music over Max all day. And that's just me personally,
Okay.
but you guys can take a stand. This is the next
Damn.
topic of discussion, but Triple X to me had a bigger impact on myself,
Okay.
and I'm just speaking personally.
It's
And
weird.
I feel
'cause
like
he's younger. It's
and,
weird. 'Cause
and
he's
I feel
younger.
like he had a bigger impact on the youth more than Mac Miller has ever had.
I feel like it's just because the music he was making was more relevant to like the current sound. But I feel like Mac Miller's music was
What do you?
more
what do
of
you,
my
here's-
generation.
Yeah.
He's my age. So
What-
it's like
Here's the thing about the current sound right now, right? The current sound is going and trends and kind of mixing into punk rock. So it's punk rock, hip hop. It's like emo rap.
Sure.
So like Juice WRLD is winning, and Juice WRLD's an amazing artist, by the way. But I'm saying like X. I used to listen to a lot of punk rock back then. That's probably why I connected with X a lot. But I also, that Project 17 was probably one of the best projects I've heard in a long time.
It's really good. It's phenomenal piece of work from somebody that was taken.
And I had to force you guys. Remember, I had to tell you. I said D-Sep. You're like, oh, I can't fuck with this guy. And I was like, just listen to this
let
shit.
me defend that. Like I recognize the talent that somebody has, and it was easy to recognize when it was played for me. I understood that I don't understand it, and that to have that type of connection with people, that I feel like he culminated like real raw emotion and just left it as raw emotion. Whereas somebody that's like Mac Miller, not to compare, like you were saying, it's somebody who's experienced that element, young just like him, but
moved on
was able to start to kind of understand it and to be able to articulate it rather than it just be raw. But where you're saying with the youth and how to spin it more positive, I think like the first thing that people have to do is really realize that when these things happen, that there's no real way to understand somebody's state of mind, whether it's just understanding like where X was when he was in that zone rather than his loss.
So here's the thing that bothers me is in this day in society, people only want to pinpoint the negatives.
For sure.
Now, when you see somebody doing, because I'm extremely religious, and when you obviously everybody has sinned and they've done really bad things, but the minute that you start to do really really good things and you start to transition your life to be a better person, that's when the devil starts knocking, because he doesn't want you to get there. And I'm just speaking from my own personal beliefs. So I feel like from X's standpoint, you got to see a 17-year-old kid who did some really, really fucked up shit. And I'm talking about
Allegedly.
the shit that he did. No, the shit that he did to his girlfriend, that was probably real. And he was probably fucked up in the head. But if you hold him to that same standard and didn't allow him to grow to be a man, which he was, donating to nonprofits, building shit, talking about these issues to the youth and giving them motivation and saying, yo, wake up in the morning and be positive, that shit was very influential, and he was growing to be somebody who was very impactful.
For sure.
So when people say X was like Pac, I don't even fucking argue, because I feel like he is.
I can't argue that.
Like the impact.
Yeah,
The impact.
If you reach what you reach, then who's to say? Who's to decide your legacy?
But people don't give him the time of day. They never give. And these are people who never listen to his music, which is bothersome.
That's why.
This is.
And I've gotten arguments with people about this shit.
These are people that just are not in tune with themselves, that are super like just unapologetically blunt, and that's only through just lack of empathy. Like when somebody dies, to say like, oh, they brought that on themselves. Oh, you see the life that they were living, blah blah blah. It's like, how could you not even take the time to try to understand or put yourself in that position, or anything before just firing off the hip with like such a like malicious comment? You know what I mean? And that's what really bothers me. So if you want to talk about like how do you spin something in a positive, I think the first thing is people need to seek to try to understand rather than just judge it.
Facts.
I'm just saying. Like I don't understand the mentality that X is going through. So even just to see the loss of life and
I think the only people
how it was taken from him
was me and Reaux, because we were really hurt by that.
Yeah, but the people who did understand it afterwards, was mainly because he died and he passed away.
No, well, people would be like, he manifested that death, and he may have. It doesn't mean that
maybe,
he deserved
but a
it.
loss of life is still a loss of
doesn't
life.
like people don't deserve it. I was hurt, bro.
Yeah.
Pac did the same thing.
I was really hurt, bro.
Biggie did the same thing.
You can really argue
Ready
that
to
Pac
die.
So let's
did the
agree to
same
disagree right now. If you had to choose one, obviously
Can't
both
choose
of them.
one, bro.
I'm not gonna choose.
One, bro. Can't do it neither.
X's death hurt me more and was more influential than Max.
It hurt me equally.
Not saying that, I don't want any of them to go.
Yeah,
but I'm saying.
But I can't answer that.
But what I appreciated about Max is Mac was a white Jewish kid, and he didn't play that Jewish card that much.
Yeah.
And now that I'm starting to see his passing, like the appreciation that people had for his personality and his music made me like Mac more.
Yeah.
Because Mac could have easily said, I'm white and I'm Jewish and this is why I'm going to get to where I need to get to.
I feel like he did that, but it was like out of satire and comedy.
He did that in the beginning. He did that in the beginning on kids.
But it was to be jokeful and playful with it, to introduce himself, and that to me is something that X was robbed of the ability to do, is to grow with their music, to look back. I mean, that's
Mac Miller had the time.
Well, no, he didn't have the opportunity.
People judged him because of his past.
Sure,
that's like saying,
but what
no offense to Champ, that's like saying Champ isn't a good human being because of whatever he has.
But what I'm saying is it's fucked up for sure, and I agree that it's fucked up. I'm just saying X wasn't allotted the opportunity that Mac had to grow and you know what I mean, look back, reflect, and move forward. Because of the loss of life at such a young age, he was trying to turn his life around. Who knows? Maybe in 5 years,
he was doing a good job.
Look at what he did on the record with.
I was looking forward to what he was becoming.
Yes,
I was because like. I like his music, but I wasn't a huge fan of X. I didn't keep up with it.
Did you listen to 17?
I've listened to all his projects.
Yes.
He doesn't have a lot of music, so every time he dropped, I'd give it a listen, and I'd put the songs I like in a playlist. And,
How could you not like Jocelyn?
That's my favorite. That's my favorite X song.
That is an amazing song. Yeah, that's an amazing song, yo.
But yeah, I mean, it just sucked because I was really feeling like what he was turning into. Like he was adapting as a. I don't know. I felt like he was going in the right direction.
Yeah.
How can you not like this? Even Kendrick, one of the greatest rappers alive,
who doesn't
retweeted this shit, the whole project, and said, "Wow." I think that's when D-Sep said, "I'm gonna give it a listen." Because I sent it and D-Sep said,
"Oh no."
I listened to it after he died. So to be honest, if I'm keeping it a bean with you guys.
When that project came out and I got to that song, it made me go back and actually listen to his music because I didn't know he had that in him. Because all I knew was look at me, fuck on me, look at me. And then when he dropped the album, I'm like,
no,
I ain't got shit else to listen to.
He was a lot more introspective than people.
I like.
Like I saw.
I didn't expect it.
I was watching like from the outside, like you know what I mean, like looking in, just seeing like okay, he was wild, blah blah, like he did this, whoop de whoop. And now I can see that he's making attempts to change his life around. That's why when he died, like that, it impacted me in a way that was just like more looking at just the just disbelief, but also just sadness of just loss of potential.
I was disappointed in humanity when he died. That shit was disgusting. Like just watching the internet.
Yeah.
Flip. Like,
it
got cut in half. People
who
were like, he deserved that. Like,
easily
nobody
happen
deserves
to
that.
Whoever.
Yeah.
Like,
but it's people that were like, it's karma.
It's studio
karma.
every
That's
fucking
gross, man.
night. Sometimes it'll be 2 to 3 in the morning. Sometimes it'll be 12. And the first thing I do when I hop at the studio is I look left, I look right.
Yeah.
Like, cause they saw a Louis bag and it was XXX, and obviously he had money in it.
Yeah.
But how many times, yeah.
Yeah.
That's why this shit is always going to be in Oakland, the location, forever.
In an undisclosed location.
That leads me to my next subject is the future of our youth. Okay? You're going to have 2 sentences for our youth to be able to tell them what it is to empower them to try to overcome some of the challenges. Because right now the challenges aren't the same as when we were kids. You got social media, where social media will bash you.
Changed
some of these young
everything.
kids will go to high school and they may do something that they shouldn't have done or be influenced, and then all of a sudden it's on Snapchat being sent to 100 people.
Yeah.
So like, what are you going to do?
2 sentences.
Like 2 sentences. You
I
got two
got 2 sentences right
for
now.
the youth right now to be able to kind of say, let me uplift you, and let me tell you it's going to be okay. So let's start off with D-Sep.
I say 2 sentences for the youth. Short and simple. 1, learn from your mistakes. And 2, seek to understand. And that's it. Like, and
I like
that's
that.
everything.
Seek to understand.
Seek to understand, man. People
That's
are
big.
misunderstood. But learn from your mistakes, man. Like, that's the biggest advice that's ever given to you, and you know it. You know it because you taught that always. But practice it, man. Even when it feels like nothing's going on, like you're stagnant, you could still learn from something in the past that can propel you forward. That's
Champ. That was a good one. Much respect.
D-Sep, you always got them gems on them. I mean, I know it sounds cliche and corny, but like, be you and don't feel pressure to be anything that you're not, because like when you start trying to do things that you don't really believe in or try to like follow trends, that's a bad, dark little.
Be
it's a
you.
dark
You
road.
feel me?
Yeah.
Don't pretend to be something you're not. Two sentences that you feel like
2 sentences.
you want to deliver to the youth.
Deliver to the youth to make them feel like it's going to be okay.
I mean, right, just be you. Don't try to judge yourself and put yourself in a box or a category to just try to compare yourself to somebody. Oh, he's that person, I gotta be that type of person or whatever. Mainly just be you, like what Champ said.
Mike?
Chris, you got anything to say?
Or Dashe, sorry.
To the youth, to these kids who want to be hype beasts, to the kids who feel like they don't have the things that they should have.
Yeah,
like,
follow the
I
drip.
feel like you could have really two good sentences because I think in a small. So this is Chris. He owns Grail Shop. It's probably one of the best sponsors. But more than less, it's also one of the best shops that are in the Bay Area.
Look how he wears his headphones, bro. Drip.
All of his shit is amazing that he has in his shop. But he's also like, I've gotten to connect with him on like just like a big bro, little bro stage, and he's such an amazing person, and he's got a lot of like good foundations behind him. So maybe you can give two sentences to the youth to make sure that you empower them and just whatever you want to say, bro. Go ahead.
So usually I like to live things by quotes. So Katie always said, when talent fails to work hard, then you can overcome it. So the thing about that is there's a lot of talented people out here, but they don't want to work hard. So he thinks if you work hard enough, you can overcome these talented people out there just by working. So I think a lot of kids are afraid to just work because they think they're not.
Get a little bit closer to that mic, bro.
No, I think that's amazing because right now people only see the highlight reels of social media. They'll see the shit that you post. Oh, this nigga got the latest Off-White. He got the latest. They don't understand that you might have had to work 100 hours in the pizza parlor to get the shoes.
Word.
They only see, oh, I got this shit, right? So that's amazing. So you got one more sentence in you, brother.
Guess another one would be just don't be afraid to chase your dreams. You know, a lot of people are gonna tell you
sacrificing everything.
Yeah, a lot of people,
Word.
believe it or not, are gonna tell you can't do it. They won't believe in you, or they'll just be hypocrites just because they don't understand you. So just don't be afraid to go after what you want, and you're gonna hit road bumps. It's not gonna be easy, but if you keep pushing, you can get there.
That's
I like
dope,
that.
man. I like
Thank
that.
you.
Never
I want
give
you to
up,
stick
kids.
around because there's gonna be a segment that I need you in very, very personally. We got a really, really special guest in the building. My brother Trip. You know what I'm saying? Trip, if you had something for the youth, I just need 2 sentences for the youth to be able to tell them, you know, whatever you want to tell the youth, especially with the mental health issues that are going around and all the bullying that's going around, the cyber bullying. I need you to go ahead and you work with the youth every day, so 2 sentences, brother.
Man, y'all gotta start messing with them BBWs. No, I'm playing. Nah, for real, I would say just have patience, man. Have patience with yourself. I think a lot of people want that end result today, but you gotta have patience with yourself to allow yourself to grow, you know. And I could talk like 10 months about that one thing, but I'm gonna just keep it with that.
I like that. Patience to grow. Okay. You got one more in you?
I got one more. Do I got one more? Man, I don't even know. I'm a tag team with Champ Blue. Be yourself. Like, that is cliche. Everybody say that, but for real, it's so easy to get lost. It's so easy to get lost in like whatever social media, even on some face-to-face shit, like chopping it up with your neighbors or whatever. It's easy to try to become your environment, but you just gotta like have faith in your process. You know what I'm saying?
I like that.
And just go crazy with it.
I like that. Last but not least, that leads me to myself. And if I had something to tell the youth, being a father, the biggest things is it's okay. It's okay to mess up. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to do things that are unordinary. And just understand that things are going to be okay. Like, things are going to be okay for the reason that when you mess up, it allows you to kind of understand the things that you did wrong. It also brings the people that are close to you that truly love you, and the people that you should keep around you for just better better self-motivation and better self-confidence. So I think a lot of the youth are super intimidated and they're scared to mess up, but these mistakes allow you to see bigger lessons and bigger blessings at the end of the day. So if there's one thing that I can tell the youth is just know that regardless of how bad things can get, it is ultimately you who can decide the outcome of that, and it's gonna be okay, because it's not up to you whether you die. It's up to the Lord, whatever you believe in, a higher power, to decide when it's your time to go. And it's not up to you to be suicidal or take enough pills to overdose to try to cope with your pains. Deal with it. Understand things get better. Secondly, kind of banking on what Chris said is everybody got a passion, everybody got a dream that they want to attain, but without hard work, there's really no way to kind of execute those dreams. So everybody, like I said, shows their highlight reels of life on how they attain things, and they make it look bigger than life. But ultimately, behind that achievement is a lot of hard work, perseverance, a lot of failures, and the failures have allowed these people to become the best versions of themselves. So keep working hard, take the mistakes, and be unapologetic. So that's me. Okay?
And drink water.
Drink a lot of fucking
Drink water.
yo. Okay, that leads me to my next subject in relevance. Thank you guys for being on the panel. Trip, Chris, we're going to go circle back to you guys in a few minutes. For the next subjects. Ooh, Seniori's pizza is almost here. Can somebody go downstairs and grab it? D-Sep, I need you here at the round table. We need somebody else who isn't a part of it. Can somebody grab the pizzas? Trip, you want to grab it? Thank you, brother. Okay, this leads us to our next subject. Eminem's album. Eminem versus Joe Budden and MGK. This is going to be a fun one, right? So first subject, right? Eminem's album, to me, I thought was... I was really happy because it channeled the old Eminem. Kamikaze, you know, and I thought it was amazing. But I was also really proud of MGK. MGK stood up. He talked that shit. This is hip hop. It's a sport. This is what you do. Just like you feel like somebody's good on the basketball court, you shoot that three over them, you practice, and you kill it. MGK did his thing. Hold on, wait. So MGK did his thing. So at the end of the day, it's been 5 days. Eminem hasn't responded. Let's talk about this shit. Who won?
I think
at the moment.
I think right now Eminem, it looks bad, but at the same time, like,
I don't doubt Eminem. So first and foremost, Eminem is one of the GOATs.
I think he gets a lot of passes.
He does, but he's also monopolized. Sway in the Morning is Shady 45.
For sure.
Man. Come on.
No, I'm just saying, like, I think he gets a lot of passes. Like he's the exception for a lot of things, and I think with timely responses, M will get a pass too. He doesn't have to respond if he doesn't want to. I think he should.
He's earned that though.
I don't think he should.
I think he should. I think it's a lose-lose. Like he said in his album, you know, you diss me, millions of views, I respond, lose for me. Like, I think it's true.
Like how Drake
But
didn't respond to
can't
Pusha.
You can't expect people not to respond.
Sure.
You talk that shit and not have people respond.
I think
You're
I
a
think,
battle MC.
Yeah,
Come on
but I
now.
think he
Well,
don't give a
okay.
fuck if somebody responds at the same time. Like,
Right.
Like I think it was just like to get his point out there. And I think Eminem's at that stage right now where he can do that. I don't know if that's something that tarnishes his legacy. I don't know if that's something that is the bright or the right move. But
I don't think this will tarnish his legacy like how Pusha maybe like fucked with Drake's legacy.
Did Pusha fuck with his
Maybe.
own legacy?
See, that's
Because he kind of went hard.
So who canceled
like-
their tour?
Someone ordered a sausage pizza.
Talk about it. Pusha canceled his tour. He didn't sell
I didn't
no
know Pusha
fucking
canceled
tickets.
his tour. I mean, dude, it's hard. He's a veteran act. He's
Pusha's
never
a
really
legend, you know?
yeah, but he's
Pusha's
never
a
really
legend.
been that name that is gonna put asses in the seats, as they say. He's always kind of like been with somebody on when he tours, and that's fine. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I don't think there's anything wrong with him canceling his tour. Maybe he just got married and wanted to be with his wife, or you know, there's a myriad of reasons. If it is because he didn't sell, and he didn't really fuck with Drake's overall
That was a marketing
objective.
scheme.
Yeah, I think you can't. The only person that could really fuck with Drake is Drake. He's the only one that could fuck up his own way.
You know
I
what?
believe it.
Imagine
bro.
if there was a tour with Drake,
Drake
Kanye,
can't
J.
fuck with
Cole,
Drake, bro.
and Kanye.
Drake don't want no smoke.
What
with
about it
Kendrick.
though? Like,
Hey,
like
what,
who's
Nah,
gonna
what-
put the
what-
most?
hey,
what if
fuck-
Kendrick
put
went
the most-
against Drake?
Who's gonna put the most
Drake
ass?
don't
What
want
if
no
Kendrick
smoke
went
with
against
Kendrick,
Drake?
bro.
Well, Drake got the bitches though.
Exactly.
Kendrick do,
Kendrick
but
got the hip hop respect.
it doesn't matter though. The people who buy the fucking tickets are the women.
Sure, but I mean,
but
I mean,
Kendrick
you
sells-
can't you compare Kendrick
And the white
like
kids.
that's. I think
Kendrick sells seats
yeah,
too.
He
exactly.
does. But will Kendrick sell more seats than Drake? Let's just be
I'm
honest.
sure. I
Nah,
depend. I
if
did
you
say it
put-
depends on the
I
world's.
think
The
so.
world's yeah.
See,
No.
that's
Yeah.
different.
I
Because
think-
if it was
I think you
Pusha,
do-
if it's Pusha and Drake,
it's not
you
even
look at it
comparable.
that way.
Yeah.
Those
You
are
look
two
at it that
different
way.
tiers.
Drake
Yeah.
will
Pusha-
never. Drake will always sell more tickets than Kendrick.
I think Drake will always sell more albums than Kendrick, but I think if they go on tours, no matter what, that shit sold out. Doesn't matter where they go. I'd keep it a buck. Keep it a buck. Look
That's
what
a good argument.
you
to
know what I'm
have.
saying. Like
good
I don't think it resort to like selling concerts or albums if it comes to Drake and Kendrick.
yeah,
We got,
I-
we got,
for-
to,
as
we got
far-
to the
as
whole
far as-
Drake, and
as
this
far
is
as-
totally against what we were talking about. We're talking about
we're talking about Eminem.
Eminem and MGK,
And Joe
then
Budden.
who won?
Well, that's
Joe
not as
Budden's coming.
exciting.
I
bro.
don't think Eminem should entertain it, honestly.
I agree.
And because
I don't think it's beneath Eminem, but I don't know if it's wise.
it's
to.
MGK, bro. Like
I think Machine Gun Kelly got his respect.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and that's
but-
cool.
But,
Yeah.
but when who
he
won?
shouldn't entertain it, bro. Well, who is MGK to Eminem? He shouldn't entertain
But he
that.
got respect.
Yeah,
he got
that's
respect
cool.
for what he did.
He's
'Cause
gonna
who
help
goes who
MGK's
goes after
career.
I
Eminem?
think honestly,
Nah,
I think
he
at the end
should
of the
entertain
day,
it.
I think at the end of the day, I don't see it unlikely that Eminem ends up shaking dude's hand.
Eminem
Honestly,
made a movie
Right.
8 Mile, and 8 Mile he was battling everybody and anybody.
yeah,
Whether
Papa
he was
Doc.
working, whether it was a dyke woman that was at the fucking lunch place, he
Yeah.
was battling. So if he doesn't answer to MGK, who respectively got millions of followers, who's respectively got platinum records, what's that say about Eminem? His
Hey.
whole legacy that we've been following is bullshit.
look, who is Eminem
then
really?
we should cut his 8 Mile to 4 Mile.
Who is Eminem really battled? I mean, other than when he was doing the rap Olympic shit and coming up, he's gotten beefs with Benzino, Ja Rule,
He had
and
to get
but,
in
and
beefs with
pop
Ja Rule,
stars,
though.
bro. Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera, like and like TV personalities, Fred Durst, Limp Bizkit, not Benzino, who's
Everybody, bro.
Everlast.
His mom.
Sure. I don't think it tarnishes his legacy, bruh. It's just a matter of like if you're gonna look at it like
Can I get those wings, brother?
if you're gonna look at it one person won, the other person didn't lose.
At the end of the day,
Right.
I respect MGK for coming to bat and really,
Right.
really putting out.
Did
I don't
he
like-
win?
His
Did
disc
he
record was
win?
cool.
We're recording this Tuesday night, and Eminem
These
put
wings
out
are
this
amazing.
this 2-part or is putting out a 2-part interview with Sway. The first
Yo.
interview about Kamikaze, and
I don't know.
think the
Eminem,
way
whatever happens to Eminem right now is what
Okay.
he did before.
I think it's too formulaic the way
Suck
that
my
Eminem's
dick,
moving.
stupid. Hey,
Stupid.
okay.
Stupid.
That leads me to my next subject.
Stupid.
Joe Budden, before he started his new podcast,
He don't want nobody to have fun.
that was so broadcaster like he got Remy Ma and everybody else in there. What did Joe Budden just say? I have been the best, whatever, talking big shit. And then all of a sudden,
he had a point.
I
He had a point.
agree
He had
with
a point.
a
He
lot
had
of his
point.
points, man.
He's probably not
I think
the best.
yeah,
or-
I think that clip is taken completely out of context.
Yeah,
if
but
you don't
he-
listen
but,
to the entirety
like
of it.
context wise,
Yeah.
though,
Content.
Eminem hasn't said
Content.
shit.
Yeah,
when
he
has
has
Eminem hasn't
content.
shit?
Nah,
He used to say
look,
shit.
Say
content
what?
wise. Look
But
at
he
find us something that he
got
said.
Did
over
you
this
listen?
shit. He got over this shit.
Did
No,
you guys-
the-
Did
Say
you guys
something
listen-
that
shit he
Eminem
was
has
going
said
through with his
impactful.
mom, his
Have you guys-
daughter.
have you
No,
guys
say
listened
something that
to
Eminem has said
Recovery?
impactful.
Have you guys listened to Recovery?
Say-
you-
say-
Like
no.
honestly,
One.
like
Answer-
Stop straying away from the
answer
fucking
that.
question. I'm
Answer
asking
Dash.
you a
Answer
question.
Dash. Because you
Say
can.
some-
Because you can.
Eminem used to say the wildest shit.
But he still had content. He still had content.
He used to just say anything, bruh. But it was dope because he would say the most outlandish shit.
have you heard Rock Bottom?
Recite something.
Just recite something, bro.
Okay, you can't.
It
Let's
doesn't
just
have to
stop
be.
there.
No, bro.
Nah.
He had content before.
Hey, you know,
What was
Now-
his content?
Now it's just he just
Okay,
rapping.
Dash Buddy.
He just spiritual miracle lyricals in your swimming
He
pool
said.
type
He
shit,
said.
He's always been
He said
lyrical,
that.
lyrical in a swimming pool.
Yeah, but he used to have shit to talk about.
Like what? We
His,
got-
like the
Himself?
shit.
You don't understand.
Lawsuits, the rape shit. His mom, his
The way
daughter.
I am. That record.
The way I am.
No one did that, bro. At that
Is
time.
that the one where he falling
He's
off
falling
the building?
off the building.
Yeah,
Stan.
right.
Cleaning out my closet.
Stan, super
Come on,
content
bruh.
right there, bro. But now you think he can make another Stan?
I think he's tried.
Why would he
Machine
try?
Gun Kelly
He's
is
done
his
it.
new stand.
He's done it. Do you think he would want to reinvent that?
But he did. So he did have content before, and now he doesn't.
You can't keep talking about the same shit. Reinventing yourself is recreating the same shit that you had with the same relevance. But Eminem has always been, I'm talking about bouncing off the wall, might stab a bitch in the fucking jaw. Like he never said shit.
Nah, so he
Man, I
he
think
had that
that's a
too. He
blanket
had that
statement.
too. He had that too. But he had
If you can't
shit.
recite nothing and stop looking at your phone because you over here trying to look for shit on Google. If you can't recite something off the top of your head, exactly, put it down.
Bro, nah,
You're
hold
not.
on. I got a
Dash
Nah,
Budden.
dude, You're,
Dash
you're
Budden.
wrong, bro. Because you must have never heard Rock Bottom, dude. That
Even-
If you
even-
can't
to think
recite
of the
shit off
time.
rock bottom,
Even Joe Budden
say
said.
something off rock bottom.
Even Joe
the last
Budden
line he
said.
said. The last line he said, "Live half a life and throw the rest away."
Okay.
That shit is dope.
I feel like
bro.
A$AP Rocky said that shit.
Nah, that goes out
Of
of
the look at the time frame though, bro.
Joe
This
Budden
is
said.
96.
Joe Budden said within the last 10 years.
Okay,
He had
yeah,
the
that's
same
fine.
thing now, but before then,
I-
bro,
and
he
I
was
agree with
saying
that.
shit. He was saying
To an
something.
extent, I agree with that.
Okay, let's lead to the next subject. Joe Budden's originally a rapper, now broadcaster.
I think he's a great podcaster.
He is.
I fuck
But
with
why
some
would
of
you?
his mixtapes.
Why would you talk shit on your podcast, and then the minute that Remy Ma calls you out on some shit, you over here taking a little.
He's
whatever
he's
approach.
being the moderator that's trying to keep his job at this new
He's
job.
being a little bitch.
That's fine. I mean, I don't know. I'm not gonna defend it. He's his own person. I think he got his point across with M. I don't think Eminem responds to Joe Budden. I don't think he needs to. He invited him to step to the plate, but I don't think Eminem. I think Eminem knows that there's a possibility he can get
Can we agree to
washed.
disagree here now?
I think he can get washed from Joe.
Can we agree to this? Oh, what?
I do. I'm not a big Joe Budden fan, but the way he went at Drake on the records that he did prior to his retirement, like he was going hard.
He understands like what like real like.
So why doesn't Joe Budden reply back with a rap?
Because he's
not
retired.
rapping no more,
He
bro.
just decided I'm done with this. Like,
I mean,
He'll reply doing.
but
Why
music.
doesn't he say that?
but then he said, okay, but look, then he said,
Snap, I know you itching.
Then he said,
Why
why
does
am I
he say
gonna
that?
respond? Why am I gonna respond to a domestic battery line that like it wasn't even that hard of a line, bruh. He said, tell Budden he better fascinate like a button on a shirt.
Fasten your butt.
Yeah, and then he said the closest he's had to a hit since smacking bitches. Like I don't think that's worthy of a diss song. To
Honestly,
be honest,
bruh.
the MGK shit, it was a whole ass verse.
D-Sep,
It was a whole ass.
can I
verse.
stop?
Can I stop?
You're an MC,
Sure,
right?
yeah.
If somebody come at you in any form or fashion, how you gonna respond? In MC Morse code.
No, I'm a clap back.
Exactly.
Sure.
So why doesn't Joe Budden
got more content
just shut the
than
fuck
Eminem.
up? Why doesn't Joe Budden just shut the fuck up and say I'm
Damn, bro,
retired?
you're hella mean, bro.
I'm saying, why doesn't he just say I'm retired? I'm not gonna reply to this, and that's just is what it is.
I think it's because he has a platform. He has a lot of people with eyes on him. He's deciding to respond to what he feels like his fans want to hear because they're bugging him, and he's probably hella irritated from fans bugging him about it. I don't think he's wrong in the way his approach, but
What
Look,
I'm
he's-
saying,
look
what
at
I'm saying
20
is, don't
years-
talk that shit if you're not gonna come back on a record.
sure,
Okay, just say, look,
that's
I
fine.
don't agree with what M said. I'm not rapping anymore, so I'll take this L.
I think
he went ham
Joe Budden will give M a run for his money.
for
I
sure.
agree.
Joe's a really good
Joe
rapper.
Budden's gonna
He's
gonna
a really
catch
good
a L
rapper.
as a rapper because he's not rapping.
But the way the game treats Joe Budden, it would backfire on him so bad. No matter how hard his shit is, the internet's gonna make a
If
joke
you,
of him.
if you
He's like
hating
the laughing
on Joe
stock.
Budden,
Yeah.
if you
Well,
hating
like
on
Joe Budden's
Budden,
like the laughing stock of the game, right? Well, one of them.
Yeah,
No.
in a sense.
yeah.
They always playing Joe Budden. Why they
Yeah,
always
he's a
playing
mad
him?
rapper. He's a mad old rapper that didn't make it. Like there's like all of the stigma that comes with his name.
He's the epitome
I
of the
get
old
what-
head.
I get what he's saying though.
Yeah,
as far as
no,
that.
he didn't.
I
I don't
feel
think
him.
he said anything too crazy. I just think like the whole I'm better than
So
M right now. Like that is what is causing the
Dash,
the friction
Are-
with fans that are
Dashe,
hearing.
are you an Eminem fan?
I am an Eminem fan.
Since for how long?
I've been an Eminem fan since Marshall Mathers.
Are you still an Eminem fan after Kamikaze?
No, just like I like Nas. I'm eating wings right now.
So when
But I like Nas,
when
but
did you
I
stop
stopped
being
a
a
Nas fan?
when did you stop being an M fan?
When he releases newest shit.
Which one?
I didn't like.
There's relapse, recovery.
Thank you. I didn't like any of the other shit besides Kamikaze.
Cause it didn't have content, bro.
No,
Nah, recovery has content. It's just I don't know if
you gotta understand
people
the
want to hear
times are
that.
different, right? So,
right,
like Kendrick released Section 80, right?
Sure.
right.
Okay, then he released something that was totally different.
Damn, so
He's
had
always-
content.
He's always reinvented himself.
But
His
it's always
sound,
had content too.
It's always had
Damn,
content.
damn,
But I'm saying his
content.
sound has reinvented himself.
Sure.
So M has relied on a lot of songwriters, and that's when he was really pissed on his project beforehand, Relapse. And now he channeled the old M,
Recover.
which was refreshing because we haven't heard shit like
Nah,
that.
it was
Sure.
tight lyrically. That shit was tight.
It's a moment.
No, there was
Lyrically, it was
moments
tight.
that
It
I
was
felt like
tight.
he
It
was
was a
off
moment.
beat
Nah,
rapping.
Kamikaze was tight. Like lyrically to me,
It was a
but
moment.
there wasn't. Still wasn't saying anything though.
I mean, I need.
I don't think M has ever said anything though.
I
Impactful.
think
he says.
He
said He said
maybe not to
You
you.
go around a
Not
room,
to
bro,
you.
and everybody.
And
would
that's
know
alright.
he
Bruh.
said shit
Not to
before.
you. That's
he
all
said,
right.
No. He said everything that he could.
And that's
I'm a
when you
white
were an
rapper.
M fan.
I've gone through this, and that. I've gone through issues with my baby mama. I've clowned on the pop stars. He said everything that he could.
Yeah,
You
this
run
and
out
the
of
third.
shit to
Sure.
talk
This
about.
and the third.
This is what tests your true artistry,
Sure.
right?
This and the
Sure.
This is
third.
what tests your
His
tests
longevity.
everything. His longevity.
Sure.
He stopped reinventing himself.
That's fine. though.
Kendrick will always keep reinventing himself because he's gonna
For
come
now.
back with a different cadence. He's
But
gonna come back with
look at
different
the time-
beats,
But he
and then
still
he's gonna.
has content, bro.
Yeah.
Kendrick-
Eminem had.
I'm not
had
saying
And
that-
had content before. He
Look, I think
he
what-
became successful, rich, and like famous
I
to
think
where he doesn't have anything to talk about.
You
Bro.
I think
got
what
ti- you got
Mike is
tired of the
saying.
content.
I think what Mike is
That's all I'm
saying
saying.
more so
You got
than
tired
not
of
ha-
M's
nah.
content.
Hold
There's
on.
no
He's saying
more
the same
content.
shit.
There's no more
Exactly,
content,
because we've
bro.
heard it all.
Okay. All right. Hold on. I think what Mike is saying.
Nah, okay, I lightweight agree with what you're saying.
I think
No,
what
no,
Mike.
no.
Hold up. I think what Mike is saying really is not that he doesn't have content. It's that his connection is severed. Like there's no connection on what's
no,
going
I,
on right
I
now.
get what
Like-
he's saying.
No.
He's still
Here-
rapping
Here's the
lyrically.
best way to describe it. The best way to describe it. What was the last battle on 8 Mile?
With Papa Doc.
Exactly. What did he say in all of the Papa Doc battle? He described himself to the fullest T.
That's content.
Okay, that's content.
Sure.
Let's listen to the. Imagine if we had to listen to 5 or 6 other battles by Eminem.
Listen
Let-
to his
no, no.
first albums though.
No. I'm not talking about that. I'm saying, imagine if after that Papa Doc battle, we had to listen to 5 or 6 other battles by Eminem. Do you think he would still have the same kind of wow factor? He said everything about himself.
Bro,
What the
that's-
fuck are you
that's
gonna
hella
say?
Yeah.
hypothetical, bro. Like
He's
listen
already
to-
said it.
I think he does have more content after that.
What is he
Because
gonna
then,
say?
then you flip it back to like now the crowd knows who you are and everything that your weaknesses. Now I'm just gonna fucking talk about you,
Then that just makes you a better artist. When has M done that?
dude. He's an MC, bro. What
Bro,
are you
why,
talking
why do
about?
people say he's GOAT?
Because lyrically, he hits certain.
He's still lyrical.
He is, but he'll hit 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 2. He'll hit it in different formats.
Sure.
That's why he's
So
the
why,
GOAT.
why is he not the
But
GOAT?
is he saying
Why-
shit?
why
I wouldn't
people
Is
let
it
say
down?
lyrical.
entertaining?
Why are people let down?
That's subjective,
with his
though.
album?
impressive.
That's subjective at the same time. Is it
If there's a
entertaining?
word to describe it, it's impressive.
Yeah.
Not everybody can do that. His
Bro,
capability to rap is
That
unfuckwittable.
that
Like,
Joyner
you're
dude.
not
What's his
fucking with
name?
Joyner Lucas.
Joyner Lucas go
Joyner
crazy.
Bro,
Bro, he has content
Yeah.
and is lyrical.
He's
Why is
He's
Eminem
young.
shouting him
You
out?
haven't heard too much from Joyner.
But he's
What I'm
Joyner's
saying
talking.
is-
He has content.
But you
though.
run out of shit to talk about.
Joyner's hungry.
Right now, he still has content, so he's dope.
Yeah.
Because he hasn't said everything. You don't know everything about him.
Yeah.
Eminem's put everything about him, and he hasn't reinvented
He has
himself.
no more content.
Do you think Kendrick
I think
What is
anybody.
Kendrick's
a
new album is
storyteller.
always
Kendrick
different.
a storyteller.
Bro, look, I think anybody.
Nas, when's the last time you bumped the last Nas album?
I know.
But this is
I'm
this
sorry,
is
it was
okay.
bad.
But hold
It
on.
was bad.
But
He
this
ran out of
is
shit
this
to
is
talk
across the
about.
board, man. This is across the board. It's not just hip hop, bro. Look at artists that like Sade. She goes away for eight years and comes back with content. Like
Okay.
Eminem doesn't have to always. It's because people have this fucking cloud around the Eminem name. You need to always hit these markers. You need to always be dope at rapping, but you need to also deliver in content, right? And that is probably a fucking pressure box that is caving in on him, right? Which is something that MGK kind of pointed out, bro. Like, go back to making the records you made a decade ago. They were better. And that's subjective, but it's true. It to a sense, to a sense, because Eminem back then had content.
Okay. Last subject. Who won
Wait,
the
hold
battle?
on,
Who won the battle?
hold on. Wait.
No, don't be looking
Brain
shit
dead, eye drops, pain meds, Cyclops, Daybed, iPod, Maybach, Maybach, train wreck, sidewalks, pay less, high tops, K-Fed, IHOP, Playtex, eye spots.
You didn't say shit to me.
All right, but
Right.
but check this though.
Yeah.
Because I've had this conversation.
But you
I
also
agree. I think
you
we're in
also broke
agreement
it
here.
into
You think that was on the Marshall Mathers?
Nah, for sure it wasn't. But Marshall Mathers was like,
It
yo,
could have been though. It
I am
could've
the
been,
biggest
but it
white
wasn't.
rapper.
Okay, let's get
that-
away from this. Okay, let's
Yeah,
talk about
nah,
this
yeah.
last
Alright, I'm
subject.
done
Last
with this
subject. Who won the battle, MGK or Eminem?
No one.
And do
No
you
one.
feel like Joe has to respond?
No,
No one.
no one.
M's winning.
Eminem.
He's a goat.
Eminem
quote,
off
unquote.
top, bro.
Eminem won the battle because
Eminem off top.
'Cause he's
For sure,
M.
for sure.
yeah.
He's always gonna be goat to
But
Eminem
MGK
is the
won a
GOAT.
lot of respect. So
but
hats off to young man.
MGK won in a way where because
Okay, this
can
is
y'all
gonna
can
lead us
any
to-
one of y'all name a Machine Gun Kelly song?
Nah,
No.
hell no.
Rap devil.
I'm a bad.
Rap
I'm
devil.
what does it say? I'm a wild boy. That's it.
Said it.
Right.
Okay,
So-
this leads us to our next subject. Shout out to Eminem. MGK, you get my respect.
Sponsors.
Joe, I still feel you should respond. Everybody doesn't feel like it. If you want to retire, then shut the fuck up and don't talk that shit. Second,
Gotta get them clicks.
let's talk about fashion and music, right?
This might not be my topic.
Fashion, and music. All right, this is your topic because at the end of the day, you're that guy who I've seen transition and start buying Vans and start buying these jean jackets. So let's talk about it.
All right.
All right,
What you want to talk about, bro?
and we're gonna talk about it. Fashion and music.
It's important.
How much do you think fashion influences hip hop?
I think
Far
they're
too much.
I
Far
think-
too much.
Okay.
yeah. I think they're back and forth.
It's an art, bro.
I think hip hop influences a lot of other genres, but definitely fashion influences hip hop, just like other genres. Like
are these spicy?
there's reasons why certain trends go away and then they come right back. Like a couple years ago was the 60s look came back, you know what I'm saying? And it was cool after Madman came on the scene. It was like, oh, now it's cool to have the clean cut. Then it's kind of going back to the 80s with the track suits and the gold chains. Like gold was played in like the 2000s. You guys remember it was platinum or silver. No one was rocking gold, and then boom, 2 Chainz comes out, or whoever you want to say, with 2 big ass chains, and all of a sudden gold chains is back. It's fashion forward and forward for fashion, bro. That's how hip hop is, and that's how the culture is. But Chris can speak on it.
Yeah, I think so. I think actually fashion's in everything. Everything we do, I think it relates. It's like
Word.
one big circle. It don't matter if you rap, sing, play basketball, play sports, write. You know, I think everyone pulls from something and creates it themselves.
For sure.
So for sure, think
Yeah,
impacts.
it's culture, man. If you were to break down like the hip hop shit, right? It was like graffiti, fashion, rap, breakdancing, and DJing. Like all of those things were intertwined, and they will always be intertwined.
But hip hop today is the number one genre of music. Hip hop has surpassed country music. Hip hop is. Did you ever think that at a point in life, hip hop would be the number one form of expression and one that everybody is trying to mimic across the world?
Yeah.
So let me finish.
Yeah.
You did, right? Right.
Definitely.
But back then, it wasn't. And I'll tell you from first experience, when I went out to Asia, hip hop wasn't as big as it is now. Now hip hop is huge to where everybody wants to be a hip hop artist. And if you look around, hip hop artists are coming out with their own shoes. They're coming out with their own clothing lines. They're coming out and getting these big endorsements, and they're treated like ball players.
Yeah.
And they're getting
It's a
more
sport.
money than ball players,
It's a sport.
right? It's
Yeah.
a sport, right? So
That's also
Hip-hop-
social media is huge. Like
It is.
being seen is
no, but if you go
the
back
thing.
to the days of Slick Rick,
sure
Slick Rick was wearing 50 chains.
in the videos that people seen. Like it's all about
Okay.
being seen. And right now you could see everything. Like it's you're bigger as a hip hop artist, as an icon now, more than your records are big. Like you can argue that because look how they use like cats like the Migos, bro. It's not just the music. Now they're doing ridiculousness. Now they're doing all of these things, these different outlets, because to be seen is the thing. And
You can't say the Migos though. Migos have sold 1 million. Fucking
sure,
records.
no, I'm not taking credit. I'm away from them. I'm just saying like, it's as a hip hop superstar, megastar, fashion is intertwined because of how much you're seen now. Like you can't, like those artists can't wear the same shit, and if they do, like somebody is gonna clown from the ethers. An egg emoji is gonna say
So
some shit.
let me rebuttal that. Look at where all the top designers are going. All right, let's look at Gucci. Let's look at Louis Vuitton.
Rappers.
Louis Vuitton hired Virgil Abloh, right? Okay, let's look at Andrew. I forgot his last name. The guy for Gucci. Gucci's starting to do screen print T-shirts.
Mhm.
Only a few years back, right? And these T-shirts are selling for $800. Where does all those T-shirts derive from? Hip hop, right?
Straight up.
So hip hop has created a certain culture. Maybe they understand that it's the biggest mass that they can take over for the youth, right?
I mean, right now it's the dominant culture.
It is, and everybody wants to be a rapper. Even if you listen to country music, there's tones in country music that are rap. Now.
They got country music got drums now.
Yes.
It's style on top of it's swag on top of style. Like look at the way that people wear the things that are
expression.
designer.
It's
It
expression.
is like the designer clothes aren't worn what the mannequins are. You know what I mean? Like not necessarily, and it's because hip hop brings its own style. And I hate the word swag, but it has this. It brings its own finesse, its own swag to it that is alluring to the outside eye. It's like, oh, why would he wear his bag like that? Or like, you know what I mean?
That's
Keep
not
this
how you
in
wear
their
a fanny
bag.
pack.
Yeah, whatever.
So do you
Like
think, leads me to my
they
next question,
influence the other.
is do you think that kids grow up to want to be a ball player or want to be the next rapper?
I think rapping is taking over the ball player shit.
I
Because
think
I feel
both
like
are-
rappers
yeah,
want to be ball players and ball players want to be rappers.
For sure.
Most rappers
Right.
are people. They're like most of them are failed sports players. Fuck it, I fucked that up. I guess I'm a rap now.
Right?
Yeah.
Dave East is a failed basketball player, right?
Right.
He was good though.
Rex used to play football.
Rex is ugly as shit,
Rice is dope.
but he's one of the most amazing artists that I've ever heard.
For real.
So,
For real.
He's dope. And fashion forward himself. There's so many different genres of
wait, you
music
didn't
of
answer the
hip hop,
question.
but
Let's answer the
what-
question.
what's the
Do you think
question?
that kids want to grow up to be rappers, or do they want to be ball players? Because if you look at,
I think both, man.
Yes.
It
When I was young,
changed. I don't think
I
it's
only wanted to be like Jordan. I didn't think of rap like that. Rap wasn't a career.
I didn't like sports growing up, so
Yeah, I didn't think I'd be making hip hop music, but
Well,
I
you
knew
didn't
that
think there
I
was a
loved
career
music.
in hip hop, though, right?
Not necessarily. Like I just did it because it was fun, and then got better at it
But
because
this
I
is a real career. now.
dedicated.
Like,
Yeah,
this is
for
a
sure.
career.
Off top.
You
I
build
think
an-
I
you
think
can build
less
an
kids are
empire.
probably less kids are playing football. But that's
Well, less
probably
kids
not
shouldn't play
related.
football
Yeah,
because
that's
of all the
probably yeah,
injuries.
that's probably not related. But like I think there's still the allure of wanting to be a basketball player and travel the world, and there's still that allure. I just think like realistically, you're looking at a league that there's only 500 players that win, and look at rappers, bro. Like there's so many more. There's so many more. Not even rappers, bro. Singers, trap singers or whatever that blend the genres together. There's avenues, way more means to get it a bag if that's what you're, you know what I mean, if that's your ultimate goal.
So
it's
why
too
did
accessible to be a rapper these days, though. That's the problem.
Mhm.
It's way too accessible.
It's
Anybody can do it.
It's a problem, but it's also like a blessing because without that, you don't get the kid from Maryland that
True.
just blows up and just
True.
like changes the game.
Logic?
they're
Man, you talking about Logic?
I don't know. I mean, just saying random. Sure, why not?
Yeah, that's Logic. That's baby D-Sep.
That's offensive.
What?
To me.
No.
That's offensive to me. But it's cool. I know you're joking. Yeah, I mean, what I say about hip hop, it's changing ever so. We're trying to keep up with it. We're all consumed by it and all like gazed by it, and look at how like fashion's impact on it. Like it's undeniable.
Here's a better question, Chris. If hip hop wasn't where it is today, and they didn't have as many influences, do you think that your business would do as well?
Very good question. It's kind of hard to say because it's just all. There's no real facts to prove.
I
If
think
it's-
it would still.
Yeah,
I
you
think
do.
I don't know if it would be as high
I don't think
because
it would.
like you could say like the Kanye effect.
Well, but the thing
anything
is-
that
oh.
guy touches, right?
Yeah.
That thing turns to gold. When he came with Adidas, his clothes sold out, his shoes sold out. Like everyone wanted them. There's some for $1,000
Mm-hmm.
over resale. Like that's the one man rapper that can make a shoe turn to gold that NBA players couldn't even do.
Travis Scott, Tyler the Creator, wearing the rarest Supreme. You think
Yeah.
that would allow it to still be as expensive as it is today?
I mean, I don't think it'll fall a lot, but I think it'll impact it a little bit. But I don't think it'll. Kill
Yeah,
it
are we
where-
talking like hip hop was just wiped off the planet, or
just
that they weren't intertwined? Because I think like that you could somebody's gonna find a way to always have the illest shit.
I mean,
And
he's got an eye for it. So it's regardless what the culture is, he's always gonna know fashion. So it just, if there was no hip hop influence, he would be with where fashion's at, because that's what he
Yeah.
does.
But where the first thing that these kids, these inner suburban kids, see fashion, and what do they see these kids wearing or these rappers wearing?
True.
whoever
think
they
these-
see the most.
I think a lot of these kids will see basketball players wearing their jerseys on the basketball court, but when they see videos, they're seeing Travis Scott. They're seeing Travis Scott in the latest fours. They're seeing a lot of these rappers wear some rare ass Supreme
but-
or the hype beast shit. And,
and-
guess what? That only ups the price and makes it more unaccessible. So I think I feel like his business would still flourish, but do I think that it's going to be to the level that it is now as far as
Yeah.
companies that are within that industry?
He'd
I think
be on-
without hip hop, it
I
wouldn't.
feel like he'd be on different brands.
yeah, you never know. I mean,
Kids are
I think-
paying
I think-
$1,300 for a Supreme
Sure.
T-shirt that's as big as a Hanes
but
T-shirt.
look at hip hop's influence on basketball. Like it's undeniable. Look at like before they never did the walk-in entrance. Like that's a thing. Like where you're seen wearing what you're wearing. You wear that to the press conference after. That's hip hop's influence on basketball. Like it started with like AI just coming in and with the braids and
Here's a better answer. What is hip hop?
That yeah. Hip hop now is different. I think
Hip hop is expression.
yeah,
different
for
types.
sure. But
Right.
that's
What is fashion?
it's art.
Fashion
art.
is expression.
It's art. Like it's rock.
It's all the same.
Rock's the same. It's art.
That's
It's
why it goes hand in hand.
expression.
So it is hand in hand. We agree that hip hop is
For
hand
sure.
in hand with fashion.
I mean, I don't like it, but yeah.
I mean, it just depends, man. Like, they look at the people that just go against the grain. Like those, there's a lane for them too. You know what I'm saying? There's
Hobson.
everything. There's
Alright,
whoever, bruh. Like, find your core. Fuck with your core. Make sure that they know that you're a real person. Connect with them, and then boom, that's there.
I love fashion, and I'm very grateful to have this guy right here who helps me out and makes me look amazing. But we're gonna move on to the next subject. I feel like hip hop is fashion. Fashion is hip hop, and without the two, a lot couldn't be intertwined, and it kind of revolves itself. You know, when Biggie was talking about Coogee sweaters, everybody wanted a Coogee sweater. You know, when Pac had a bandana on his head, God damn it, I just wore a bandana on my head. So
Run
it's
DMC
still-
with
it's
the gold
still
chains,
relevant.
man.
Yeah, and the gold
And them
chains.
Adidas.
So we're gonna talk about the
Right,
next
Adidas.
subject, which is the final subject, and then kind of outro this podcast. Is gonna be this, that, and the third. This is this, that, and the third podcast. Chris has had the kind of the allowance to come in here and kind of hang out with us.
Mhm.
And us as creators, we're different creators than you. You know, obviously you're a fashion creator.
Mhm.
You know how to work with the trends to maximize profits. For us, we work and we try to create as the best music as possible. So we're gonna go into what is this, that, and the third, and are we biased to the music that we are creating in the studio, or the people that are working under this roof? Because to be honest, I'll tell you this right now, I don't feel like from a music standpoint, and Chris, you may not agree because I know your idea of music is different, right? So like we have a lot of different music in here, and it hasn't been heard, it hasn't really been found. And if you look to what Bay Area music sounds like, I guarantee almost, I'll put my last dollar on it, that there's not a lot that you're going to hear that sounds the same, because we're very introspective, and we do make a lot of emo shit. It's like emo hip-hop, kind of, in some formats.
I feel like it's more human.
Yeah.
It's more human music. We got a real
I mean, you
eclectic,
recently just joined this, right? So
Yeah.
you're recently 3 up.
I feel like it's a real eclectic group.
And Kool Guy might be able to, say some things. He's the camera guy. Chris, you can say some things as the outsider. Chris's only genre of music is Drake, by the way.
Whoa.
That's all right.
Yeah, he doesn't even know who Tupac is. He's never listened to a
I
Mac
know
Miller
who he
record.
is. Know a couple of the songs.
I think you're a product of your environment. You listen to what you like.
Yeah.
You
Exactly.
you gravitate to what you like.
Mhm.
You create what based off of what you're influenced by. And I can be influenced by anyone from Rakim to Young Thug. It's just, I just rock with it because I think it's tight. And that's what art is. Art is subjective. You like what you like, and that is one of the reasons why this group works well, is because everybody kind of brings something else to the table. Everybody listens to what they like, but we also find it's almost surprising to me when we find things that we all like, and that to me is hella dope, because it shows like the versatility of hip hop. Is when we find a song, it's like, yo, everybody fucks with it, whether it's we made it or somewhere out there in the ether.
No, what I like about the group is we're all so different. Like, I'll like Little Baby, and you'll like Chance the Rapper, and you like a lot of the hip hop.
Who's Lil
Champ
Baby?
Blue will like way more underground shit, and then Reaux will like a little bit of everything, and then Manny will only like what Manny likes.
Yeah,
Some beat
Yeah.
pop.
that's dope.
It's tight.
Yeah, that's
you know?
dope.
It's different. There's different elements to the whole group. So to me, I don't feel like we being biased. I feel like we need to be heard, and we're not going to be heard without videos, execution, and just putting the music out to the universe. So that's me personally.
I think there's something for everybody. If you're a
Yeah.
listener
If you're
of music,
druggy.
you like
want to get high, baby.
word, you want to do that, there's that. We have that element. We bring that to the table. We're not afraid to give credit where it's due when we fuck with something that's out there. And I think a lot of people are quick to shoot things down rather than having an open mind. So if you're willing to have an open mind and give what we're making a shot, I'm sure you'll find something there.
Hey, whatever you want, 3 Up got it.
For sure.
It's in there somewhere. There's enough people in here. Everybody different.
All right, Chris, the outsider, and then we're gonna go Kool Guy and then wrap it up. So, Chris, what do you feel like is missing?
Nothing.
Hits.
Nothing. I don't think if you got a good group of people together that are growing, you're not missing anything. You don't need to see in life. We always see these pictures on social media that, oh shit, we need this, we need that, and it feels
Word.
like we're missing something.
Word.
But I don't think we're missing anything. We're just missing the chance to grow with
I
each
like
other.
how he said "where."
Oh,
Word.
Confucius.
Welcome to the
ass.
squad.
Yeah.
He in there.
Kool
Yeah.
Guy.
You guys got to get your merch somewhere.
Cool guy.
Word.
Last but not least, Cool Guy.
Fuck with Grails SF.
He's a new member too, so you know.
I appreciate that. I've been itching to get on this mic. My back hurting.
Ooh.
But this was dope. What are we missing right now? Is that the question?
Yeah, what do you feel like we're missing?
I think we as far as music and how things sound in here, we ain't missing nothing. The world is missing.
Word. Damn.
The world is missing out on what we have to offer.
Facts.
I think what we're really missing
That's
as a
fire.
group is that exposure that we deserve.
Yeah.
But do we deserve it? Hell fucking yeah, we deserve that shit. But I
we
think
worked for it. No.
Yeah,
Oh,
we have.
Well, first,
No, we haven't.
We have.
We
I'm
have.
gonna disagree with you there. In ways,
No,
in ways.
we haven't.
Yeah, in ways
We haven't. I'll
have.
tell you why we
Sit
haven't.
down.
We just haven't. We haven't. Nobody's willing to sacrifice.
I don't think people are gonna want to.
I think it is. It's all about sacrifice, though. You know what I mean?
I don't think people are gonna
First of
want
all,
to listen.
you guys are
If
sacrificing. You
We're not
guys'
doing
time.
the other things.
We're
I
all
agree.
sacrificing right now. No one's hearing this right now. They're gonna, but we're sacrificing time. Time is money. What we need to sacrifice is money, because
Yes.
money does not ultimately matter, right? In life, it's not going to make us happy, but it's going to get us closer to where we need to be. We need to invest not only our time, we're investing our, soul, our spirit, and our lyrics and our music, but also we also need to invest some funds. And it's not, related to certain things, like specific things. It's about getting it out there.
As I look at the Supreme stuff, that's it.
Well, yeah, that's one thing, right? I mean, materialistic stuff, it makes us happy. It makes us feel good. It makes you motivated to do better, to look good, to feel fresh, to represent the people that are listening to your music. But as far as, investing into any business, in order to make money, you got to spend a little dough. Just a little bit.
I agree.
Scared money don't make money.
Yep.
Scared money don't make money.
And that's what the world's scared of. Believe it or not, no matter how much anybody's making, they're making so much dough in the world, so much money, moolah, whatever.
And I'm seeing a lot
Yeah.
of strides though. Like I'm seeing people kind of like take
Yeah.
to their art. I seen D-Sep take really big strides, and I
Right.
know it's not the easiest.
For sure.
I've
But-
seen Reaux. I've seen you sacrifice time.
And time is easy to sacrifice, right? But then money is something that's, is kind of like an accustomed thing to acquire to be able to sacrifice.
Where
Not everybody could, acquire that amount to be able to sacrifice. But we can. Collectively, we could do things like this that we're doing right now, podcasts. We could even do like a fundraiser, or things that are going to
We gotta
involve the
start
community
giving
too.
back. Like backpack gives.
That's
away.
very important.
Going ahead and going to Costco and buying hella chicken. There's hella like people who have like little mini homes.
That's
on
what we
the
should do.
shit.
I think-
Yeah.
I think
Charity.
this
game.
come in.
Charity.
Let- let-
Charity game.
Let's
That's what
let's
I-
try
charity
to
game.
let's try to make it a point like this. Okay, so Thanksgiving's
We gotta
coming up.
squad up though.
Things like that.
We got a bunch of
Thanksgiving
little
coming up.
Asians.
It doesn't even have to be an actual date or a holiday. Just set a date, and that's something apart from everybody else, and just do it out the blue. Like, yo, there's this group, 3 Up. They're giving out free turkeys.
food
It's not even
drive.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
it's not even Thanksgiving.
Things like that. We got to make ourselves look good in that sense, also. But back
But
to
just be
back to
good
it.
people as well.
Yeah, for sure.
that's
and-
just a good thing to do.
Exactly. Positivity is only going to bring positivity. You know what I mean? To the
Humanity, man.
table. Yeah.
I
So
feel it.
I agree with that. Thank you for sharing. I don't want to take up too much of this podcast. We're at 12:30. I don't know how long it's been. It's been about an hour. But this is this, that, and the third podcast. We're going to be doing this weekly. There'll be a new host. D-Sep will probably host it next. D-Sep's amazing at it.
Right on.
Manny will probably host it too, because Manny will add the cool ass sounds. Reaux will host it because he'll figure out a way to be introspective and be able to talk about some cool shit. And then hopefully we can bring the fashion god to the table, which is Chris from Grails. And then our visual expert, which is gonna be Kool Guy. And we got our homie Drago right here. Champ Lou and Trip, Trip to kind of bring stuff to the table. We are a very eclectic group. And we're going to keep doing this, and hopefully you guys tune in. So thank you for tuning in to this, that, and a third podcast. That concludes all of our discussions. Make sure you tune in. We're going to have our own YouTube channel, right?
Yes, sir.
So tune the fuck in.
Follow
That is
us,
it.
man. Follow us.
Follow us. Yay!